My name is Jiaoying Summers. Don't worry about pronouncing Jiaoying. My iPhone auto-correct Jiaoying to annoying. People also ask me, why don't you have a Chinese last name? I had one before I got married. I was a hoe. Hi guys, I'm Jiaoying Summers. Welcome to Tiger MILF Podcast. I am so excited because I have my favorite person hosting and the sexiest, sassiest, I think she's also very rich, white girl, funniest. Actually, Hesseltine.
It's Hesseltine.
Hesseltine.
But absolutely, please introduce me as a rich
We
white
wanted to make
woman.
sure you knew your last name and how to pronounce it.
So
We're here from the IRS and we're doing an audit on. No, first of all, you look amazing.
you look amazing. You always look like effortlessly
Guys, I'm
chic.
trying to work on my whole look.
Your look is
Like,
like,
I'm
I
trying
have
to
so much money.
Start contouring. And then I ordered some hair extensions. Like, I really feel like I'm trying to lean into LA.
LA
You know what I
is-
mean?
Take up an eating disorder. That's always a
Yes.
good way to start.
Yeah.
If you're hungry, you're doing something right.
And also cancel all your appointments when it rains. That's also LA.
It's so
I was
true.
so upset. I moved here like on January 3rd. Like, it was the record rainfall the whole week I was here. My house is leaking. Like, I had to like put towels down. I was like, if you told me when I moved to LA I'd be putting towels down my first week, I'd be like, what? To have period sex, not to stop the rain from coming in. Like, it's been crazy.
Yeah. It's dangerous in LA when it rains because people could slip in, pop an implant. So it's very
It's
expensive.
amazing.
I have a fear of slipping.
Yeah.
It's everything's like slippery and slick, but
Oh my God,
It's
period
okay.
sex. So, like, do you enjoy period sex?
no, I don't have like a heavy flow. So
Uh-huh.
I don't have periods anymore either. I just decided to stop doing that. I just like
Nice.
get my birth control all the way through.
Perfect,
I'm like, I'm not
perfect.
fucking around with this anymore. Like, I don't care. So I'm like, send me 17 packs of birth control. Let me just ride it out. But so I'm not having periods anymore. I made that decision like 6 months ago. But I mean, I've never been a person that's like, let's really lay a bunch of towels down and like
Mhm.
get bloody with it. But I have no judgment around it. Because you're also like hornier during your period.
Yeah. And
I
your
really
boob's
tried
bigger.
to like when I was with my ex and I wanted to like hone in on my blowjob skills. That's when I would do it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
You know, I don't know a lot about periods.
Oh my God, let me tell you.
I
I'm
didn't
wearing
realize
red
you could
pants.
stop your period. It's
You
very.
could definitely get your period today.
This was
You'd be
white
fine.
when she porked.
Yeah,
And-
I want to tell you about period.
Please.
When I was in Kentucky, like people tell me people are not very smart in Kentucky. They are wrong. I got this friend in Kentucky. She's brilliant. Her name is Alice. She's brilliant. She's like we work in the same Japanese restaurant. We are broke as fuck, right? We are poor, right? And then she has the nice Louis Vuitton bags, and then she have a little Tiffany necklace. I'm like, what's going on, bitch? And then I realized that she only have sex at a one night stand with a guy. And only one time, and then she tells him she lost her virginity.
Wow.
Wait,
Two virgin guys. She only fuck virgin,
She only
Nerdy.
fucks virgin guys.
nerdy virgin guys who's virgin, and so she fucked them on her period, and then she tells them she was a virgin, so they feel bad and they buy her things.
Oh, okay.
She sounds amazing.
She basically was fucking guys when she was on her period, so she could be like, "I'm bleeding. You took my virginity. My hymen popped, or whatever."
Yeah, my hem pop to the virgins.
Which is not a thing that pops, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, the virgins feel so bad because the nerdy virgin guys they never
Would
had
she
sex.
say we're virgins too?
Yeah,
So they
she's-
didn't know what was going
She's
on.
a fake virgin. No, they don't. And they feel so lucky and they feel so special and they buy her nice things.
How does she keep it so tight after taking 47 guys' virginities?
But
Like,
also, if they're
virgins.
virgins, what do they know?
right?
virgins.
Oh, right.
They're like, this
She's
is
I've
She's
never even seen a
brilliant.
vagina. They freak me out. But
Never,
I
ever?
support you all. No.
okay.
I just, at sushi restaurants, I don't like the smell of ginger.
Ginger.
And that's what I think that they smell
What about
like.
pennies? Do you like that smell?
No, but I do love pressing them at an amusement park with a print on them. If anybody's ever
Because
been.
period blood smells like pennies.
Does it really?
Or blood smells
not
like-
to get too vulgar here, ladies, but I didn't realize that it was like Moses parting the Red Sea. I thought it was like a couple, like a spill
Oh.
of Kool-Aid. Oops.
Oh,
I
Everybody's
didn't realize
different.
how much
everybody's
people
like,
bleed.
there's a heavy flow. That's crazy. I would,
yeah.
yeah.
That's like tsunami.
Like you're like, yes, and you're like soaking through multiple like tampons in an hour. You know,
Yes.
like I've been lucky enough to not really experience that. But then, like I'm saying, these days you have options. You get an
Yeah.
IUD. You
I
don't
have
really
an
have a period.
IUD.
Like I decided because I don't want children, and I was like, this is such
So smart. I
bullshit
respect
to
you
have
so
to
much
deal
more
with
now.
this every month for just that purpose.
Yeah, they pollute your dresses too. Like I was at a Laugh Factory in Vegas. I soaked through a couch. I can see like Harry look at me. He just like, I should call somebody to take care of this. Like it was bad. Like it was so much blood. Like I was walking
no.
to the stage and there's blood string from the green room all the way up there. I feel like all the rats and vampire came out. Like it's
What?
The new Twilight, the reboot of Twilight.
like
A shark came
if
out
the
of
vampire
nowhere.
came out, like I'll be like, "Hi, honey, do you want a cup of tea?" Take my tampon out, putting in hot water.
Sharknado, live from Jiaoying's vagina.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
I give you girls so much
I
credit.
have a friend like, "Do you have a miscarriage?" I'm like, I'm like, I wish I would have
Surprise.
more attention, but no, I don't.
It really is so dumb that we have to deal with this.
Yeah, it's and it's like sometimes a week of bleeding.
Yeah. It's a quarter of your life.
Yeah.
That feels crazy.
And you are so horny. Your tits are huge and beautiful. You can't fuck.
And your vagina is really sensitive. So
Yes.
like if you get like a bikini wax the day before you're about to start your period, forget it. It's so painful.
Oh.
Really?
Why are we telling you?
Now, no, I love it. I'm actually training to be an OBGYN while I'm here. I'm not even a comedian. Now, I have to ask, do you enjoy
I would
having
love if
sex
you were
On my period?
on your period? Does it feel good?
Well, like for me, I'm very sexual. Like when I want to have sex, I want to have sex. I would have sex. I think maybe the guy would just feel guilty that he's trying to like he's kidding me. But if I'm horny, I don't really care. I just all the towels.
It's like one of those things of like no judgment. Lay towels down or don't, get bloody or not.
Yeah.
Shower sex is a great. I like sex in the shower. So that's a great
Sexy.
period.
On your
sex.
period.
Just
in
in
general.
general.
In
So it's
general.
like that's a great time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I almost drowned, but I
You know,
do enjoy
Shower
it.
sex
Yeah.
is good.
I think if you have a cleaning lady, it's okay. But that poor woman that has to clean up, the gushers.
Do you have any other questions about periods?
I have so many. Now, I didn't realize the clit was actually on top of the vagina. I thought it was at the back wall, like a stopper in the tub.
That's allegedly the G spot, but whatever. Actually, the G spot's supposed to be up in here.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to be able to touch it if you like do that kind of motion.
She's an expert
But
at
like,
learning.
is it there or not? Who knows?
One guy told me my G-spot was in the back of my throat, and
That dangly
I was
thing.
tricked.
That's that dangly thing.
That's what my uncle
Cardi
told me.
talks about?
I'm kidding. I'm having a Kentucky joke. That's what my uncle told me.
That's what my uncle told me.
Wait, so could you pick the clit out on a like picture of the vagina, like a
No.
diagram?
Absolutely not.
I think he'll fit first when he see the photo of vagina.
I thought it was
He'll be
like the back wall, of, like, at the end of, like in the subway, when it's at the last stop and there's the wall that's the end of the tunnel.
Right.
That's what
I wonder how many straight guys also think that.
a lot.
I think a lot.
The clit is fun because you can just like get to it really easy.
Yeah.
Like when I masturbate, I'm just like, oh, it's right there.
I don't get off with my clit yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it still have its training wheels?
I think
Wait, you can't get off with just clitoral stimulation?
I don't
Do you use
I don't
sex
touch
toys?
myself. That's the problem with
Do you
me.
use sex toys though?
No.
Get you on? I should
Yeah,
probably-
no.
oh my
I just
God,
I never come from touching myself.
Okay.
I think my mom told me if you touch yourself, like you get more ugly. So I was traumatized.
Is that still a thing in your head though?
Kind of because when I was little, and then
You get ugly. Like
you got more uglier. No, I'm already ugly. Like, she said, you get uglier if you touch yourself because like it was like the sex talk. I was 15, and after my period came, she's like, my period, my first period, it came, and I never had a sex education. I only watched the Chinese like Chinese soap opera about like the emperor and like all his concubines,
Mhm.
concubines, like 20 concubines, like fighting to
Yeah.
get the
Oh, yeah.
fighting to get the emperor to fuck them so
Yeah.
they can have a prince and princess. And then, then they try to poison each other, right?
Mhm.
Whoever is getting pregnant, they get poisoned and they have a miscarriage. So I never know anything. And then I had my period. I freaked out. I went back to my room. I locked the door. I didn't come out. My mom's like, what's wrong? I said, I lost the baby. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God.
I got poisoned, Mom.
Jiaoying's Choice, a reboot of Sophie's choice.
I said, I got poisoned, Mom. She's like, what's wrong? I said, I lost the baby. She's like,
Wait, were you being serious?
yeah, I just thought like when you bleed, it's whenever the only thing I
100%,
was
of course.
educated.
I just want to make sure you weren't like making jokes that early. That would have been
no,
hysterical.
I was dumb.
That would have been a good joke. That
Yeah,
would be
I
a
was
bit.
so dumb. I just the only thing I know they have sex and they bleed because they got poisoned because everybody wants to have the
emperor's baby.
so they can become the queens. It's just very competitive.
Right.
Like you have to be very careful. And I don't see them have sex. I just see them like just like
Get pregnant.
ooh, like be happy, and then next thing you know, like in bed with blood all over their leg. I'm like, oh, she got poisoned by another
So
concubine.
do you like?
Then my mom.
Is it still in your head like masturbation is bad? Like Catholics think that. It's a lot of like, it's like religious upbringing or
I don't think
culturally.
it's bad. I just feel like I just don't know how to do it. I guess I didn't spend time.
I can't
on
believe
YouTube.
I didn't bring you a sex toy.
Yeah, I didn't spend time on YouTube because I learned how to do makeup. I spent so much time on YouTube
On
when I was in college.
contouring.
I can know how to contour, how to make my face look better. And then I was doing my house and I was trying to find somebody to do my kitchen. And then I see their thing is ugly. I'm like, I can't pay you to make my house ugly. So I went on YouTube. I learned the kitchen. My kitchen is gorgeous because I spent like 2 days learning. But I just don't know how I learn touch myself because I want to feel good, but I just don't know where do I learn.
I feel like learning how to masturbate is way easier than learning how to redo a kitchen or contour.
Really?
Yeah.
Am I
it's
gonna be
just-
happy in
All you need
2023?
is Jergens.
I think-
that's the one.
I'm gonna get you our toy. I keep saying that. I'm beating myself up. I have a stack of them. I just
have to-
forgot. I was running late, but I forgot to bring them to you. But
I think actually it's gonna bring me happiness of my life.
you're never gonna leave the house again.
I don't want to.
You're gonna be like that. Did you ever watch Sex and the City?
Yeah.
So that when Charlotte discovers her first sex toy, it is a rabbit. It's like the old school style that like kind of started the whole like sex toy revolution. She like doesn't leave the house. She's canceling plans. They like go over and have an intervention with her. That's gonna be you.
I think so.
I don't think we're gonna see you. People can think you're hibernating.
I
like
know.
you're
I'll have to
just
host this.
sitting on your hand.
Or like
for-
a gender reassignment surgery.
Yeah, right.
I can come out and be like, I'm from Thailand. I mean, I just don't have to wear my lashes. I look like a man if I don't wear my eyelashes.
Are they just like strips or you got like
The strips.
extensions?
They
I
look
can't.
They look really
extensions.
good.
But if you masturbate too hard, they're just gonna fly off. So you
I
better
know.
get some crazy.
I'll be
glue.
Jackie Chan's son.
Now, do you? I mean, so you're a very sexual person, which I wouldn't have gotten
sexual
at first
too.
meeting you.
Are you sexual?
But
What?
I'm not
Is
very
that an
sexual.
insult?
Really?
No, I think it. No, it just. I mean, I'm very repressed sexually because I
Okay.
come from a very Catholic family. When I saw myself masturbating in my mirror, I cried. I looked like the abominable snowman. I was like, I don't.
You don't need to look at that.
It was horrific.
Yeah.
And every time I masturbate since, I'm like, feel bad for whoever's taking a look at this.
Yeah.
Now, when did you really feel like you came to really embrace your sexuality?
So I was a little bit of a late bloomer with having sex. I don't know I feel like maybe my high school was a little early on that. Like I remember in like 7th grade, this like 8th grader was pregnant. I was like, what? That's crazy. Like it was kind of, and people were having sex at like 14, 15. And I didn't have sex until right after I turned 18. So right after I
Oh my God.
graduated
I
high
had sex when
school.
I'm 20.
Yeah.
Me
I
too,
lost,
18.
I lost everything.
So and then I feel like I really needed to make up for lost time. And then I
Yeah.
was like a huge slut, like in college and just really, I felt like I went to school in the South and I'm from Delaware originally, but just a more Northern upbringing. So I almost felt like it made me want to like talk about sex more because people are a little bit more repressed. Like, I don't know if repressed is the word, but just more conservative about that kind of stuff. And so I feel like all that kind of ties together and what I felt was like made me funny and made people like me and made me kind of like have that shock value. And I was like always super outgoing and like the funny friend and stuff like that. So sex just kind of being open about it was always something that I have been, I guess, since I started doing it, and then even more so. And then like even when I used to live in Atlanta, this was like in my 20s, I would always have these sex toy parties around every Valentine's Day, like the old school pure romance parties. Like this lady would come and it was like, like one of those, she would bring all these toys and we would buy them and stuff like that. So I was always really into like sex toys, masturbation, things like that. And then me and my co-host on our podcast and business partner, we started our own sex toy line last year.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I just think like I understand. I've just been really lucky to have parents that are really cool and open and not over the top sex positive. Like I think there's a far spectrum of like the way that families talk about sex. Like my family is like good, healthy, sex positive, but not like talking about it at the dinner table, like mom and dad having sex, the night before. So it was kind of always something I felt comfortable being really open about. And now even more so with what I do for a living, I feel like my parents even like kind of like joke around a little bit more. But I feel for people that grew up with like, stuff that's not real about like masturbation, like it'll make you ugly or it'll make you blind or like whatever it is. So you like think it's bad or like sex is bad or sex is not, and you shouldn't do it until you're married and like all those things that kind of mold you. And so you're like scared to talk about it or whatever it is. Like, I just think we should always be talking about it. It's like something everybody does. It's funny. It's awkward. Everybody has stories. Like
yes, I think it's so healthy and empowering.
And that's like why our podcast has gotten so popular. People are like, I never knew I could like talk about this, or, I felt so uncomfortable or weird or shy. And so I just think the more we talk about it, the better.
It's so good because I can feel like as an Asian American woman, it's like a first generation immigrant. It's so hard. I remember like I'm standing in front of the mirror after my period. She's like, okay, it's time to talk about it. She's like, okay, look at yourself in the mirror. Do you like what you see? I'm like, no. She's like, good. We don't have to update your prescription of your glasses. If you touch yourself, you're gonna look worse than this. I'm like, how much worse? She goes, your cousin Lily. I'm like,
she like referenced another family member.
Yeah, I'm like, ew. She's like, it can get worse. I'm like, I'll never touch myself. She goes, that's good. Okay, nobody else can touch you either. I'm like, what happens? Like, your cousin Lily's brother, I'm not gonna just say his name. She's like, I can't say his name. I don't want to pollute my mouth with that name. He's ugly. I mean, he's ugly. He's still ugly. Yeah.
We're starting to go fund me for Lily.
Yeah, is Lily listening? And I
Lily,
feel so
this
bad.
is like the Jerry Lewis telethon. You could send in your donation.
we just call Lily's brother. We don't want to call his name because it's very
unfortunate.
Yeah, he no.
What is it?
He was born when he's 13. So he tried to hug me, and my mom just like slapped him. He tried to hug me.
While you're on your period? I'm just getting all the details.
Before, like I was
Getting the
12.
lay of the
We're
land.
just hang out at grandma's house.
Perfect.
He's like, hi, do you want to play with me? Mom was like, get away from my daughter. Just kicking me on the face.
Okay, I have a question. Was your mom extreme, or was that what all the
My
moms
mom
were
was,
telling their daughters? Like, don't
My
touch
mom
yourself,
wasn't.
don't let anyone touch you.
she was average.
Okay.
She was average Asian mom. Other mom would spy on the daughter. And I did spend after school, I was doing my homework with this boy at school. After school, my mom called me. Said, "Where are you?" I said, "At grandma's house." So I wasn't there. So she called all my friends. I wasn't there. So she waved me out of school with that boy. We just hold our hand with our homework, and she just slapped me in front of him.
Oh.
And my nose was bleeding. And then he's like, I'm like, why are you shocked? He's like, your nose bleeding. I'm like, well, you are weird. Like, my mom just slapped me. I can't do this. You are so weird. I'm like, Mom, I don't want to hang out with him anymore. He's weird. She's like, I think so. So we left.
Your nose got its period that day too.
Yeah.
It's a whole.
Your nose.
Like, when my mom
lost
hit me in
baby.
front of my friends, and my friend got weird, I'm like, I don't think we can be friends anymore. I don't like how you react to this. And my mom, I think he's not cool. She's like, I don't think so. So I hold my mom's
What
hand.
would you have wanted? How would you have wanted him to react?
He's like, hi, Auntie, how are you? Like, what's up?
Here's some
just
gauze.
chill.
Like, nothing happened.
No, that's weird. That's somebody.
So you didn't want him to like be concerned. You just wanted to be like that. Was
I didn't know
cool.
that was
Yeah.
bad. I just thought like she slapped me because I lied, and then now say hi to my mom. And
I
he's
think
like,
it's alarming that he didn't connect that that's how it happened.
Yeah, he's like, I'm like, what?
I'm like,
Say hi
did
to
you
my
see her
mom.
slap me? What'd you think it was a pelican that dropped down and just punched me in the nose?
Yeah, I'm like, is this?
He might have special needs.
That's how
You-
exactly.
What an interesting story.
No, but do
I'm
you-
like,
do you
why are you
guys
so
feel-
weird? Why don't you say hi to my mom? It's not polite. Maybe we get
It's not
married. That's your
polite.
mother-in-law in the future. You don't say hi.
And that's
to
how
her.
you met her. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah,
wasn't
you don't
polite.
even say hi to my mom. I don't want to hang out with him anymore. She's like, okay. So she held my hand, got in her car, we left. I just look at my side. I'm like, no ride home for you.
When did you come to the States?
Oh my God, 2009, January 18.
So, but like, how
on my
old
birthday.
were
I
you?
was 18. I turned 19 on the fucking flight.
So when you got here, were you shocked at like the openness of sexuality of Like all that? Was it,
I
like-
wasn't shocked because I was ugly. Nobody was fucking me. But I did have my roommate fucking in the kitchen when I walked in, and she's getting fucked in the kitchen.
No
by this
shit.
hot guy.
What?
I'm just like,
Unsanitary.
my eyes are tiny, but they can see like what I'm doing. Like, hello.
Was she a random roommate?
Just I was assigned to her.
So you walk in, she's fucking in the
like,
kitchen.
we share one bathroom in the kitchen, and we have 2 rooms. The bathroom is like in the middle. We shared. She's fucking in the kitchen. She locked the bathroom. I can't take a shower. She's fucking in the shower. I mean, but it didn't happen to me because I was slouching. I was hiding myself. I was so insecure. I thought I was very ugly. I hate my skin color. I was just like, I was ugly. I didn't get any dicks at the beginning. I mean, at the beginning.
Do you get a lot of dicks now?
I think so. I hope
But
so.
now it's been
No.
abundance. It's like
Do you ever worry sometimes when you're having sex with somebody that you're like, I'm gonna be ugly now?
I was
Like,
very
is it still
afraid.
in the back of your head.
My mom never told me that if you have sex, you get ugly. She says you touch yourself.
Oh, I thought she
Okay,
said,
ugly.
or if someone else touches you.
Touches you.
It's
like,
just that, okay.
oh my God. Now you're. I think it's because when I'm so dumb. I started touching myself with my finger. I thought she said if somebody used their finger to touch you. I didn't know it was dick applies to. Please don't apply that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I
No, of
didn't.
course
My
not.
parents did not talk about sex growing up at all, so I felt.
Oh
now
my God.
like
you just really, I just
Well,
realized that.
what?
I just realized that when my mom said somebody touching you, it included your dicks. I saw this because it's my finger. I saw their finger touching me. I didn't know it's also include them fucking me. Now it's a different game. Now I may have shame fucking now.
No,
Actually-
none of it's real.
Actually, give me your rabbit, please.
Oh my God, stop.
It's the year of the rabbit. Let's try it out.
Yeah.
I forgot. I was cutting you off.
No,
What was I saying?
no. I was just saying that do you girls feel because your parents spoke to you about sex that you were more willing to be experimental in a way? Because
I think I feel like sex is so beautiful. I feel like there's no shame in sex. It's so intimate.
I'm very vanilla, and I'm trying to get out there, but it turns me. Here's the thing: I think that you should have a lover for sex, and a lover for real life. And because if you love me so much,
Mhm.
you're gonna bang my head up against the bedpost wall at the Marriott.
Well, this
That's
is
love. I thought you loved me. Now you want to.
but I mean, this is a thing that I feel like a lot of women run into, and we wanted to do an episode about it on our show because it's tricky when. I mean, it has different names, but this like Madonna and the horror complex or whatever you want to call it, where a man, for example, just views his wife as like someone he's in love with, this like, more pure woman that he wants to be the mother of his children, that kind of thing. And it's harder to like fuck you really hard when a lot of men can't reconcile the two. So you hear women say like, he doesn't fuck me like he did at the beginning.
Mhm.
And he's like, yeah, because I like love you now, and you're like, yeah, but I want that,
love
it's
me.
really hard to
Yeah.
sometimes find both. And that's like, I feel like that's a struggle that some people run into, like where men just perceive you differently when you are in love, you're married, you have a family.
Mhm.
They don't want to do that dirty stuff. They don't want to like spit in your face, But then some women are over here like, wait, just fucking choke me out again. Like you used to, babe,
Yeah,
I
I love that.
If I
I don't know
found
the
out
answer.
my mother was being choked out, I would want to be an orphan. Like I would be so upset. I like.
Right. Like you don't want to
I
think
don't
about
know.
your dad choking your mom.
I heard my parents have sex once. It was
Were you
so
traumatized?
like I heard like the.
Oh my
Okay,
It's so
let me ask you this
upsetting.
though. Do you think that's better or worse than like moaning? Like do you want to hear slaps or do you want to hear like
My dad's
Yeah.
a little heavy, so I was shocked that he can move at that type of velocity. And then the next day I said something to my mom because I thought it was wrong.
How old were you?
I was probably like 13 or 14.
Okay.
You have children in this house. This isn't time to do, reverse cowgirl while I'm sleeping in the next room. So I said to her, I just want to let you know, like I heard a lot of noises last night and it was really upsetting and I'm just going to leave it at that. And I got out of the car to go get Dunkin' Donuts. I'm from New York. And she texted my dad, Nicholas said that he thought the ceiling was coming down on him last night. We're going to have to find a new spot. And she accidentally sent
No,
it to
she
me.
didn't send it to you.
She sent it to me.
No, are you kidding me?
I wish I was.
This is why you're repressed. This
I
is the
know.
moment that fucked you up for life.
No.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm not saying that you are, but
No, I completely agree
you
with
said
you.
you were.
You've met me twice now. That's enough to get a gauge.
that experience
It was so upsetting.
Oh,
And then were you on the way to school? You're on the way to Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin'
Yeah.
Donuts. Well,
Like,
you need
can you imagine
donuts.
having to like go to school after that?
Do you eat more donuts?
Yeah. Oh, I ate the donuts. I ate the cashier's dick. Anything I could do to repress how I was really feeling on the inside. But I don't know. I mean, our parents have sex, of course, but like, I don't want to think about my mom throwing it back.
No, but I feel like it's crazy to me. I know my parents had like a healthy sex life. My mom and I are like really close. We don't talk about like that depth, but like I just know that they do. And I never heard them once. And thank God, because I feel like it is traumatic. You'll never forget it. Or people that walk in on their parents fucking.
Yeah,
Could you even
that's-
imagine?
My mom didn't even have any sex talk with me, even today. And I go, where I'm from? She goes, you're from the dumpster. I was like, I know you took me to the dumpster, but before you take me there, and I go, where I'm from? She's like, yeah, you were in the dumpster. We took you out from there. I'm like, no. You told me you put me in there. So what happened before that?
Right.
No answer.
Yeah. She's like,
The
she
store.
sighs. She
It's right
sighs
in
like
there.
she's like,
Dork.
yeah. She just look at me, just like, I wish you had a dick. Like. It's so I don't know why I really actually I enjoy sex,
Yeah, good.
but I just don't know how to play with myself. I think I'm missing out in life.
yeah. Well,
Maybe I'm settling for bad sex because I don't know how good I can make myself.
Well,
feel.
how about this? What makes you think that you're doing it wrong?
Me?
Or do you
I-
not do it at all?
I never
tried?
come with like the
I don't know why I went like this.
So
It
when
seems
you're
like-
having sex, what do you have orgasms?
I do,
Okay.
but like not from like.
Do you?
Yeah.
Not like from
Right.
like getting eaten out. I never come.
I feel like I'm like excited for this journey. I want to.
Like
You
I
know,
just
get you hooked up.
I just think you can only come with the G spot. You can't come anywhere else.
The G spot or the clit? Like
Not clit. G
Yeah,
spot. I never came with
spot.
clit.
you just got. I mean, I'm excited for you to try.
I'm holding
with
this
the
right
toy.
now.
I think you should try right now.
Yeah, I know. I really think.
Give the subscribers
Daddy?
what they really want.
Daddy, tell your girlfriend is from them. They insist this.
Danny, why are you drooling over there?
Danny,
No.
like I'm not about to let your girlfriend slap me. I spent so much money on that face. Like I can't. She can't slap my face. Yeah.
But I think it absolutely when you figure out what you like yourself, it makes sex better. You know
I
what I
think
mean? Where
so.
you can like guide someone else what to do or just know what's gonna
I
get
love
you
rough
off.
sex.
Yeah.
I just do because I'm so in control of my life on stage, and not with
You
my
like
mom.
to be more dominated with
A little bit.
in the bedroom.
You like
a
someone
little-
to dominate you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Little bit, not like too much. But I mean, it's like I like both.
Like what's a little
I
bit?
also like to be on top a lot.
Okay.
A lot. I like to be in
Me too.
charge, but I like to be in charge on top. But at the same time, I also wanted to like the guy being rough and
hmm Yeah, I just think you're really need to start your sex toy journey, and you can bring them in the bedroom too.
Yeah.
you know that's always fun.
Mhm.
It must be so cool to have your own sex toy company because you bring
I
a lot
know.
of freedom to a lot of women. Do people
Mhm.
write you with their success
God,
stories?
Yes, it's like so heartwarming. It's like I can't believe we get to do this. Like they had their first orgasm ever, or just used it.
Oh my
something-
God!
Yeah, or like
You
used
are
it. in
like
a-
you are the sex toy goddess.
I mean, it's like an honor.
God is a woman.
And like we're introducing a butt
especially-
plug this year, so it's like people could be like doing butt stuff for the first time, like with our toys. It's really so
I never done
flattering.
butt stuff.
We do a blowjob
I'm
gel.
asking you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that you looked at me.
Yeah.
But do you
It's
ever
the
get
same.
like somebody write you like a complaint? Like, because people love to complain. Like, I put my butt plug in April of 2022, and I didn't see it till I had Chili's
I
that
mean,
August.
There's definitely like starting a sex toy company, you learn a lot about legal, liability. Like, of course, like someone could be like, this got stuck inside me. None of our toys, I mean, they're all designed to not that happen.
They
Like,
just leave
a
your
butt
body
plug,
like
there's
my
an anchor on
ex-husband's.
it. Like to get it stuck in. I don't even think that you could. It's got to get an anchor, like that lays against your taint, basically. Like that can't go up in. I don't know what you would do to get it up in there.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
think it would work.
Yeah.
I don't think it would go.
A fucked up game of hide and seek. That's
Yeah,
what's going
yeah.
on.
Yeah. But no, we've never gotten anything like that.
That's great.
I don't even know if we've ever gotten. Like, there's, every once in a while, there's, someone just needs like a replacement. There's just a,
Mhm.
She's like, I wore this down to a nub. And
we get a lot. My dog ate it.
really?
Yeah.
And then they have
they'll
to send the picture.
They'll
like,
send the
you look for-
photos.
Oh,
It's really
okay.
sad to see like a torn up sex toy, like a dog ripped it apart. It's so like we've sent people replacements before. Like we don't have to do that. It's not the toy was defective, but like, aw.
Are you sure it's the dog? It's not their bitter husband.
Yeah.
It's just gnawing it apart.
Yeah.
She won't fuck me anymore because she's sitting on the
I can
rabbit.
totally see that.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I'm like
It's-
inspecting the bite marks, like trying to figure out if
Yeah.
it's a dog or a human. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I was late to masturbating too. Like I wasn't, you hear people that like touch themselves when they were a kid or even in like middle school, high school. Like I didn't do that till I was really
Neither.
in my 20s.
I try to touch myself now. I just don't know how. I'm like,
I just think you just need to get a toy. Like I feel like manual is a lot of work.
Like I just,
Yeah,
I think I should. Yeah, I should. Yeah. I think it's
we should
gonna
put
be
it
so-
together a team of sex experts,
Yeah.
and we sit you down. We watch, like
Yeah.
like the nursing, the medical students watch somebody give birth,
Yeah.
like from the top.
uh-huh.
It could be like a really
But
fun
you can't
science.
see vagina though. You don't like it.
I'll look the other way.
Okay,
Like
cool.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I'll
you know,
hang an eggplant from the ceiling. You can just be like,
Yeah. No, I prefer smaller dicks. Does anybody else?
do?
I do. I'm so lazy. I really only have time for like 2 or 3 inches right now in my life. Like, if you have like a foot long, like I don't need to be on crutches for Easter.
well, yeah. I mean, it's definitely.
Is that normal?
There-
Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we just had this conversation on an episode of ours recently. Like, there is definitely like a too
mark?
big,
yeah, there is.
and there's definitely a too big for anal. I mean, it's like I feel like
Anal's the worst.
you look at a dick and you're like, there's that physically can't fit.
Yeah.
Like I've always, I mean, listen, I don't want to like a guy with a really small dick. It's just not for me. Like I don't want to see it, like, but
I want a nice thick dick. That's beautiful.
you care more about the girth.
Like
Yeah, I like
not
the
too
girth.
long. Not too long.
No, like a Super Mario.
Because a vagina is only like 5 inches deep,
Is it?
Like it stretches to accommodate, but like
Yeah.
it's like I've Googled this before. I think it's like 5 to 7 inches deep. Like again, like it's fluid up in there. But you don't need like a 10-inch cock. Like that's crazy.
It's too much.
And then I feel like the sex can't really be that
You
enjoyable.
can't get crazy with that.
No.
Like
Yeah.
I mean, there was a guy in college that he was our basketball center. So if you can imagine. And like, I just remember he took his dick out. I mean, it like tumbled out. I feel like it like kept
Like
going.
it was a 1-2.
It's like
Yeah, it was like a slinky. It just like
Yeah.
kept going. But I was like, there's no way. Like we didn't fuck. Like I looked at it, I was like a little scared of it.
yeah.
And that was that. We just cuddled, But
Aw.
I feel like that guy probably runs in that a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's, sometimes like, you're on a date with a guy, he has a big dick.
Yeah.
You're at the Cheesecake Factory. Maybe you have a few glasses of Pinot
Yeah.
Grigio. You're bloated from the pasta Madeira. And you're like, now I'm going to get home and get my insides torn out. Like, it just
Yeah.
doesn't sound like something. It sounds
I
like
know,
it ruins the night.
I know. Like
Yeah, it hurts.
I
Yeah.
remember us
It's very
like
big.
having sex with this guy. It was big, not obviously too big. We did have sex, and I just felt it the whole next day. I don't like that feeling. Like that you
it's-
got like torn apart on the
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
You have to like
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah.
It's
It's like having a conversation with my dad, just every time he talk to me, I'm like, I feel like a very, very big dick who fucked me. Like the way he talked to me, oh, I don't need your phone number, do I? I mean, you Venmo me.
I want a dick that's so small. I'm like, is it in? He's like, it's already out.
Oh, you want like a micro or just like really tiny?
I'm afraid I put on a little weight. I'm afraid I'd break it if I had a micro penis. I don't have.
Okay, how
they're
small
hard
is
to
a micro
break.
penis? I'm just need to see. Like that.
I don't really.
How
I've
big is
never.
a micro?
I've
I'm
never
assuming
seen
it's
one.
like a Mike and Ike,
Like a
like
baby
it looks
carrot?
like a big clip.
like a baby carrot.
yeah, like
Worse,
a baby
Yeah.
carrot.
like a
But
preemie
what?
carrot.
Big
I
clip.
really have been shocked. Like this, I do a bit about this on stage, but I slept with this guy last year and I could not believe the growth of his dick. Like he was the most grower I've ever seen. Like I get
potential
it. I
in
know
that
dicks
man.
grow, but like from
How big?
soft to hard, like I couldn't believe it. It was shocking. Where it was like teeny tiny in my hand. I was like, oh no. It's happening. It's my first micro penis. Like I was like, this is crazy. Like I don't even know what to do with this to like fully hard, full capacity. I was like, we're gonna need more lube up in this bitch. Like it. I was shocked by it.
Oh my god.
It was a nice surprise.
Was
How
there a
many
lot of
inches
skin?
did the girl into?
Huh?
How many inches did it go?
I mean, I didn't like measure it, but like into like a bit larger dick.
Like a 7, 8?
Probably, yeah, 7 plus. Yeah.
like a
it looked-
nothing.
It was girthy. It was huge. I was like, where does the skin even go? Like, how was this the same dick from
Is
an
he a magician?
hour ago?
That's
Is he a
witchcraft
magician?
right there.
Maybe he's a magician.
Right. Like, it was a magic trick. That's how it felt.
Wow.
I would feel deceived.
In a good way.
No, I would be maybe for you girls.
For you,
for
you
me,
would
I would
like
be
it.
so like
Right. Because
sweating.
you saw that small little dick, you'd be like,
You're like,
perfect.
yes.
I was like, I could
Yeah.
do the bare minimum today. I could just phone it in while the Golden Girls plays in the background. I'll get to see what happened to Sophia and Rose.
Are you a huge Golden Girls fan?
I am.
Do you know
because-
Oscar Aiden?
Yes, I love Oscar,
Okay.
of course.
He's one of my besties.
Yes, I
Big
love
Golden-
him. I was just on his podcast. I love him.
Oh,
In
yeah.
New York, yeah.
He's just, whenever he can bring up Golden Girls,
Yeah, Oscar's so cute.
he's the best.
Yeah, Oscar's so cute.
Yeah.
He's the best. I love
Yeah,
Oscar
he's so
much.
cute.
I've learned so much today. Like, I didn't know that a vagina was 5 to 7 inches
Can we like Google it?
Daddy, how deep?
Danny, could you
how
stop
deep
jerking
is
off
the
in the
vagina?
corner over there?
I don't want to be like a woman who's like speaking.
We want
you know,
fact, no fake news.
wrong about women's
How
bodies,
deep
but-
is a vagina?
Now, there's some ladies use. I know people put things in their vagina when they go to prison, like a Game Boy or cigarettes.
Game Boy.
Really? They put things in
People
there?
try and
Other
hide.
than dicks?
Yeah, worse. They'll try to like put cigarettes and try to sell it up in jail. So I'm assuming the vaginas. It could also stretch 4 to 8 inches.
Okay, that's about right.
4 to 8. Yeah, I've said 5 to 7.
So it's originally at 5 to 7, but it could grow.
I mean, everybody's different, but like stretch to 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you guys ever watch the Kim Kardashian sex tape?
I didn't.
It was so
Should I
upsetting.
watch it?
I don't think you need to watch it. Like,
It's upsetting
but
because
his
I love her.
dick is so big. Like, it opens with her sucking Ray J's dick, and like her
she
hands
good at
are
it?
on it. I feel like there wasn't too much.
So actually, like,
I'm trying to remember the
It was
point
very
of view.
like
when you two hands hold the dick, it's
But
too big.
she has teeny tiny hands, by the way. Her and like from what I hear, they're really tiny. Kim and Courtney are really tiny,
Yeah.
not Chloe. Chloe's were like the same size, but her hands, both hands were on it, and there was like dick in the middle of the hands and dick on the other sides. Like I was like, that's the biggest dick I've ever seen. And then he's trying to hit it from the back, and he can't go in. Like he is still kind of being a plank almost because he can't physically fit in there.
Mhm.
Like I mean, I always think of that Sex and the City episode 2 where Samantha was gonna fuck that guy, and he was like, you know, I have to tell you I have a really large dick and it's been a problem before. And she was like, oh, honey, please. Like, have we met? And then he showed her and she was like, oh, there's no way.
Mhm.
Like physically.
I feel so bad for the guys with the huge dicks now.
I know, I hate to say, I don't want to be like an apologist for big dick guys, but I do feel bad.
Yeah, I feel bad for them. Like,
You know who else I feel bad for? Like huge guys, and then they have like a offensive lineman, like a giant dude, and then he has like a normal sized dick, and like,
Oh
everybody
my
thinks it's just
God.
this tiny little dick because
I've
it like
seen,
against his
I've seen
body.
guy like one
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
in college.
But you know, what did he do? What did his ancestors do? Someone put a curse
Yeah, it
It's
just
normal-
makes
It's normal
it's-
size. It just looks
because
Yeah,
they're-
but-
against their, but
Yeah.
if it was proportionate to their size, it would be a monster.
do
Yeah.
bigger girls have bigger vaginas?
Yeah, I mean,
they
yeah.
do.
So, right?
Yeah.
Bigger
I'm sorry to
hands,
ask the
bigger
hard-hitting
feet,
question.
bigger everything, I guess.
I just think your body's all, if you know, you have wider hips or
Uh-huh.
you're taller. I mean, I'm assuming my vagina is deeper than like my Raina, my co-host, who's 5 feet tall.
Uh-huh.
You know,
You guys ever tried it out?
we should try to. Had to like, we do have to test all of our toys.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That's
Wow.
the best.
Sometimes
job.
it can get kind of awkward.
I'm gonna ask my assistant to apply for that job. Vida, email Ashley.
Yeah, you should be our
Yeah.
product tester.
Yeah, I want to test out all the toys.
But then it would be like, you would just be like, I can't come
I
from
don't
this one.
think
And we're like,
I'm gonna work. I don't think I'll get out of the house ever.
Maybe it's what you need.
so I feel like this is guys who, you know, do have smaller dicks should be like, whatever, your vagina's only this deep to begin
Yeah,
with.
you should not be
don't-
shamed.
Don't
I
worry
feel like-
about it.
Yeah, if you know how to use your dick, that's the skill.
Right.
Yeah, the size is just like doesn't matter. It matters. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But I like to let it be known that, you know, there is too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
No,
two
it
things.
is, and it's not enjoyable. I've been there personally.
I feel
had
like
a
a chipmunk.
handicap
I have to
too.
use two hands, like hold like this, like you know.
Right.
And then you just feel like, when is this
And-
going to end? I'm sweating. The room is hot. There's still
Yeah.
13 inches left to go in.
Right. Like we're out of lube.
Right.
Yeah.
We ran out of
Coconut
lube a
oil.
long
Does
time
it
ago.
work? Coconut oil.
What happened?
Coconut oil. Does it work as a lube?
Oil?
Coconut oil.
Coconut oil. I've never tried it.
It's
I just use tears.
debatable.
Mhm.
I'll get you our lube too.
Oh.
We have a
I
great
don't-
lube.
Oh, I'm wet, honey.
It's
it's
water
okay.
based.
It's okay. I'll use it.
But lube is the answer. It like with a big dick.
So it just I think good lube
Because
is
it prevents ripping, I hear.
It's just you have to have it. Like, have you ever been like having sex with somebody and it does start to hurt and you're like, oh, it's just too dry. Like we just need more lubrication
I'm so wet though.
right now.
Not right.
Oh,
like,
in
kind of.
general.
I mean, I was thinking about your rabbit. I was a little bit, but in general, I just never need a lube. But
That's great.
But I never have squirting experiences. I don't think.
I think squirting is pain, and you will not convince me otherwise. I've been trying to blow the whistle on this for years. I think it's not real.
Really?
I think it's. Even like some experts have said it's mixed with pee at least a little bit. Like
you can't have that much
it-
liquids.
Now, is
yes,
the
where does
water?
it come
Where's
from?
from?
I think it's pee. I think you pee the bed.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some cum in there. There's some.
I feel so
there's
much
some
better now
like
because the squirters, they think they are so much better than us. They were like, that's how women should be. We should be able to squirt.
Do you
I'm like,
squirt?
I don't. I never.
Oh, I was
I
gonna
can
say,
squirt right now. I have to pee.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
oh.
I'm just saying, like, I think it's pee.
You should get a
I'm
ShamWow
so happy
deal.
you are saying that. I am so happy you are saying that because I feel like I can't do it. I can't imagine how can you do it.
See, here's the thing. Like, what else would it be? Where would that liquid be? Like,
Maybe
I
the
get
tears
that more
from
women
the
have
failure of
more
their careers.
have more vaginal like fluid than others. Like, yeah, you just are crying.
Yeah, the tears from the failure of their careers.
But I think I was like watching this other podcast and some expert was on, and it was like the actual like liquid itself is like has urine in there.
You just
Like
peed in bed.
exactly.
You just peed in bed. When I was 5, when I drink too much beer, you just peed in bed. That's all.
Yeah, the squirting thing is just seems like a lot of like laundry to do.
Yeah.
Like, what if you don't have in-unit laundry and you have a squirter?
Do they
What are
squirt
you
every
doing?
time or they can control
I
themselves?
have no idea. I feel like I don't know enough.
Can I phone a friend?
Convince
Danny,
Men can't squirt, right?
Danny, when you squirt, no.
I think guys all have a different level of like range and
Yeah.
amount of semen.
Ugh.
Like, you ever like fuck a guy, it, like trickles out? You're like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
I was in an eye patch for the summer of it's Danny. No, I mean,
How do you come?
honestly, I usually really don't give out too many sexual details, but I will on this show. It's a problem. It goes so far and so fast.
What?
That,
You're a
it's-
shooter?
It's horrible. And most guys like that's so hot. I'm like, I hate it. I'm
Wait,
like,
I
so
love that,
ashamed.
though.
It's hot.
It's not
You
to
can, like,
me.
shoot it across
I'm,
the
I'm like an
room?
Amish woman. I really am very not a sexual person, but I'm trying to be. And I really having sex with me is like having sex with like Carol Burnett. Like I'm
I
quirky
mean,
and
before her
after
Okay.
worse. But I hate it. And I have to warn guys. I'm like, be careful.
This is such a what's the word I'm looking for? This is like a positive thing. Like, it's like a benefit. It's like a party trick. Like, I feel like who wouldn't love that?
Yeah, it's so
I'm
hot.
not Spider-Man. It's so upsetting. I'm like, everyone take cover. It's like a missile.
I'm
I don't know.
obsessed with this. I would love to fuck a guy that was just like, I'm just gonna warn you, it's gonna shoot out. I'd be like, bring it
I'm
on.
ashamed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
warn
come on my
people.
face.
Like, cover this
Yeah.
hotel room. yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Horrible. You girls are wild. I love it.
And
No,
we missed out our whole life. We were late bloomer, right? Like we're just like
I just think when you like, here's the thing. I think that we have a lot of preconceived notions about sex before we have it, and like what you see in, I don't know, porn, the movies, just not even porn, just regular life, pop culture, and then sometimes it can be a little disappointing. Like, I think when you think about a guy coming before you had ever seen it, you're like, it's gonna shoot out, it's gonna be crazy, and then and then it just kind of like comes out a little, and so I feel like you're really like the fantasy that we all thought.
yeah. It
Hey,
is
everyone.
good. It is good.
This is your fantasy speaking.
Raina, my co-host, like we early on the podcast, she talked about a guy that came like that. She was like, it was just like confetti cum, like it just like covered the
it's
room.
celebration.
Horrible.
It's a celebration.
I have to tell you, like, hooking up with like being like a young teen in Staten Island, like I didn't have sex till I went to college, but like when I was younger, like it's still pretty bad.
No
It-
one
like, when I
has
was
ever
younger,
said that
it's-
guy came too much. Like, I've never
Yeah,
heard
like
that
a-
as
yeah.
an insult in my
Yeah,
life.
it's like that's real sex. Like you just like, did you come? I'm like, you come? Like, yeah. I'm like, Where? How?
Right. Like
Are you sure? Did you
I
fake
just
your
feel like
orgasm?
the
Like,
more
like me?
come, the better.
And you don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, did
What
you
does
fake
it-
it as me? Like,
That's so funny. I really one time I did like accuse my boyfriend of like faking it
Really?
because he was coming inside me like we were in a relationship and not that we have to be to raw dog it, but anyway, he was like always coming inside of me, and then you go to the bathroom and it has to trickle out. It's like the worst feeling. It feels like it's like running on your leg all day.
Mhm.
But I was like sitting on the toilet and nothing like came out. And I was like, did you fake it? Where is it? He was like, Ashley, you're insane.
yeah, I wonder.
It just like it just wasn't a lot or whatever reason.
We want you to be like a.
And it's disappointing, I'm sure, if it.
Yeah, it's kind of. It's like a. I'm not exciting.
It's like when you drop a can of soda and it's exploding and it's like slowly.
Wait, is that what
What?
Not me, but other people. That's what I'm assuming. It's like what you're talking about. If it
So
just
sad.
fizzles out.
But yours is like a champagne.
Champagne.
Yours is like a
yeah,
magnum of
I have to
boob.
tell you, there was a time where I had to like watch the ceiling.
Wait.
I'm like, wait, when
So can you feel it? Is it what I'm trying to think of why it like propels so much?
no, it's horrible.
I don't want to make you feel bad.
No,
I think it's
Massive
great.
talent
I've never talked
in
about.
comedy.
I'm gonna go on America's Got Talent. You're like, forget stand up. This is my real gift.
Oh my
Ready,
God.
Heidi Klum?
This could be like this could
Howard
be like your
Stern, use your
shtick.
hair, catch it.
Yeah.
My
Howie.
shtick.
Howie wouldn't like it.
No.
Because he's a germaphobe.
Germaphobe, right.
Yeah. Is he even on that? I don't know.
I don't know.
That was old.
I'm like, it's sterile.
Different show.
But what was your question?
I don't even remember.
I don't remember. I'm just.
This is a
I'm
great
just seeing you
episode.
coming
I'm just
out.
wondering if it feels
That's
different. Like if a slow comer and a fast comer like feel different, like in the
Can you come many times?
huh?
Like in a night? Can you come many times?
Yeah, but like I do feel like if you have sex a bunch in a night, I just feel like towards those last few times, it's like you aren't. Yeah, I can't get as like wet.
Mhm.
Seems like you don't have a problem with that, but like I will feel like I got to break
Always
out
wet.
the lube.
Yeah, I'm always
know?
wet.
Like if I'm having sex multiple times, like the first time is great. We're like wet, we're juicy,
Mhm.
and then it's like a little less. But then that's why you have lube.
Mhm.
If I ever see your vagina, I'm gonna bring a canoe, just
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it sounds like a
yeah.
water adventure.
Yeah, I am.
Should open up a water park.
If I'm having sex, I'm wet.
Really?
If I decide to have sex with a guy, it means I'm turned on by him. I'm wet, and I'll be very wet.
If I'm
All
not
night.
wet, we're not doing this. Like,
Exactly.
that's
Like,
what-
I have to
you
be-
got to get me ready.
Yeah, I have to slip through.
The slip and slide of it all.
Yeah, if I can slip and slide, it's the wrong thing.
You're out.
Yeah, it's not
But do
for
you
me.
remember like this came up the other night. Did my stand-up show with Andrew Collin, and I don't know how we got into talking about like prom, and I was like, prom night was the first time a guy ever went down on me. He was like my boyfriend who would also be the first person I had sex with, but he like went down on me, and I mean I knew what that was. I mean I was like 17 years old, but when it happens for the first time, you're like, what is going on? Someone's like licking my vagina. This is crazy.
I still feel the same way right now because I don't come with my clit, so I'm like,
But there was like a giant like wet spot. I'm like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Like, remember when you were younger? I was like embarrassed
me too.
when
I'm
you're
still,
super
I
wet.
still feel weird.
When you're like an 18-year-old girl and it's like a big puddle on someone's bed. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my God. But then you realize over time, like, that's hot. That's good.
Yeah.
It's like shows you're turned on and into it. But I would
Yeah.
get like so shy about it. I wish I could have those days back.
I know.
was, like, so wet
That's
all the time.
the
I
good
didn't even know that
days.
happened. So thanks for filling me in that that's what's going on. I forgot that
You
girls
never heard
get
about like
wet.
the wet spot?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't lived.
Oh my
It's
god.
just, like being wet, you know?
Yeah. Also, like Nikki, would you ever open to a threesome?
You know, I'm very lazy, so I'm
Well, not with a girl, right? You like don't
I-
want to see
you
a
know,
vagina.
I've made out with a lot of girls, but
Oh,
not.
okay.
I've never. Oh yeah, I
you
love.
never made out with me.
But like we can make out whatever you want. It's very tender, like a lesbian
Mm.
make out. It's really sweet and tender. It's not, you know. She's like, I'm losing it. She's like, I'm
gonna-
not wet
I'm
at all.
I'm calling Robbie Hoffman. I
I love Robbie.
don't think you can do
The three
me
of
the
us.
way she does
That's
me.
it. Why don't we just do it on the AIDS quilt? I mean, how
I
much
think
gayer
so.
could you get? I love.
Robbie,
I'm
me
in.
and you. We should do it.
I'll.
Robbie.
Sure. I
Oh.
love that. I'm such a fan of the
She
both
has a
of yours.
girlfriend though, but can we just
Bring her.
Okay.
Bring your sex toys. Bring the
Yeah,
rabbit.
I'll bring the lube.
Am
Nice.
I open to a threesome? I think it would have to be somebody I'm really comfortable with. Like the whole, a lot of gay men, they hook up at a lot of couples and
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not having sex with the both of you. So you can talk shit about me and over your armoire after I leave. You know what I mean?
That's so funny. Yeah.
Oh
like,
my god, I love it.
If we
I
have a
think
threesome, all three of us are going our separate ways.
Yeah.
That's a whole different. I think that's a whole
They
different
can
vibe.
judge you.
Yeah, right. You're not
Yeah.
talking shit about me in the kitchen after.
Like the
Yeah, I don't like
married
that.
couple or couple with that feels different than three strangers. Totally different vibe.
Yeah, I never had a threesome. I just don't think I would ever. I'm a romantic.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like basic, like very basic. Like I can't get over. If a girl is wetter than me and the dick is and like like if he fucked her longer than he fucked me, I'm a Chinese woman. I can calculate. I'm like there's like he lasts longer than 2 more seconds. I need more Botox. I need a
Running the
BBL.
numbers.
I need more Botox. I need something to be done with this body. I'm a failure. And then if 2 guys, I'll be like, before they think I'm a hoe. Now they know I'm a hoe. And then now if I don't come more than this guy, and then he will feel bad. He may kill himself. Like I just don't want to cause that kind of drama.
Yeah.
Like
Have
how
you-
about
Have you had like jealous rages before?
I
Or
just
can you rein it in?
I have very jealous rages. I just kind of blame myself because you're not pretty enough, you're not smart enough, you're
Oh,
not funny
no.
enough. So I just work harder.
Sexually.
Sexually, no,
On
just
touring.
on stage. Yeah.
Just on. Okay, I thought you maybe like I'm cupping the balls.
No,
Really
I don't.
put in
I
that
just,
extra.
I got very defensive. I'm like, I'll tell you what you missed. So I just kind of work on myself
I
for
love
my
that.
bitterness. I don't tell the guy like I don't like that. I just never. They're like, you never have a problem. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm just upgrading you.
and do it on stage.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna get somebody who's better than you if you don't treat me well.
Right.
Yeah, because I just.
I think it's-
I always been abundant my whole life. Like I just don't trust try to please a man. You can't please a man. I want to please myself. I need the rabbit.
yeah.
Have you ever had a threesome?
No.
I also like.
I just feel like boring in that way.
Yeah, me too.
Like I just
I
don't
can't do it.
like I'm like so straight.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
I'm straight. Dicks. I want dicks.
and so like I'm just like this basic white girl named Ashley,
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
like when we recorded with like Wheezy and Mandy, Wheezy was like, "That's so embarrassing." I was like,
Yeah.
"I know." I mean, I'm super adventurous. Like in the bedroom, I'm really down for whatever. Like I really love dirty talk and like
I love
dirty
talk.
stuff, and like I'm down to honestly do most things outside of like too much pain. I guess
Mhm.
I'm not really super into that, but yeah, I just have never done the threesome thing. I guess I would be open.
Yeah,
I think it's one of those things of like, if the mood strikes.
I feel how you
But
girls feel.
I've
I mean,
I've
I
never
don't want to
done
be
it.
a rotisserie chicken in Costco, It's, like stuffed and spinning around. Like I just that. But if it's the right people, I don't know.
Yeah.
If Donnie and Marie Osmond wanted to have a threesome,
Like I've just never been really like sexual with women. You know, there's just there's so many women that are like just more fluid and they're like,
Yeah.
will just them and their friend will just go have a fuck a
Yeah,
dude. You know,
I'm
I
very
feel like a
wet,
lot
but
of
I'm just not fluid.
my girlfriend. yeah. What can that be the title?
Yeah.
Wet but not fluid. Actually, maybe that's our new podcast.
I know.
I just
know.
want to
Love
use
it.
that name.
Yeah, we can do one.
wet, not fluid.
Wet but not fluid.
Wet but not fluid. Like I
Brilliant.
remember seeing this scene. Did you guys ever watch Insecure?
Insecure. I didn't watch.
With
I
Issa
heard- I know it's
Rae
an
and
amazing show.
yeah, there was just this scene where, oh my god, Issa's ex, I forget his name. He was a super hot guy, but he was single. Like he met these 2 girls at the grocery store and like went in the parking lot or something, and then they had a threesome. I remember thinking the scene was like so hot to me. Like I was super turned on by it, and like I've definitely been turned on about the thought of it. And like we have an erotic audio app, and I'm like kind of listening to the stories, editing those stories. I'm like very into it, but I guess it would just have to be the right setting, right people, you know? And like I have like a little bit of that jealousy too.
Mhm.
Like I can't imagine anything worse than not feeling desirable in that type of situation. Like not feeling like the odd one out, I guess. Like I feel like that's not a hot take, but I'm sure people have those experiences
That's how
where
I feel
they
too.
felt like
I'm afraid
the
they're
other
gonna-
people were connecting more or they weren't doing as good of a job. You know, I think a lot of people also do this when they're drunk or high,
Yeah.
where you're not thinking about that kind of stuff as much, which I feel like I'd have to have a little bit of something.
Yeah. Now I think
I
about
don't think
it.
I'm going to
feel
a threesome sober.
I feel like I'll drop my knee for Rachel Maddow.
What?
She's my type though. If I'm
Rachel Maddow?
Yeah, Rachel Maddow would be my type.
My ex.
Well, lucky
her.
for you, I look like her. So look to
What?
your left.
My ex looks like her.
Let's all get together. We
I
could all be.
Do you like her?
I think I look like her. It's not. Yeah, I love her. People
Like I
think I'm
always
her.
said, like if we break up, I'll just date Rachel Maddow.
Yeah,
It's like the
Rachel
same
Maddow.
thing.
I would get drop my knee and just eat her pussy and serve her dim sum. I mean, like put the sushi on my pussy. I do it, whatever. It's a fantasy, but if she's here, I'll just get on my
Is that
knee.
like as a woman you feel like you're attracted to?
Yeah.
Like if you were going to be with a woman, it'd be Rachel.
Yeah, she'll be my.
Right. Miles Teller also said he looks like her on his SNL monologue,
Wow.
which was really funny.
Yeah,
'Cause
she's
he's so
so-
hot,
Yeah.
but she's
Wet,
pretty.
not fluid.
She was
Like she doesn't look like a
She was a
man, right? But then there's all these. I feel like men that are like, I look like Rachel.
Yeah,
Maddow.
they want to compliment themselves. They're like all the girls like, I think if I'm a man, I'm Brad Pitt. I'm like, no, you're not. You are Ed Norton.
Rachel has like a sexual, intellectual, like I'll
Total-
finger you in a sports jacket type of feel.
So she's got a masculine energy.
Oh,
There's,
sure.
I can
So
tell that
hot.
she has a rough finger that she puts to good use. Something. I just get Rachel if you're listening.
Yeah,
Keep killing it.
I really,
She's also
she's
just
hot.
it's like the so like smart is sexy.
oh yeah,
you
so
know.
sexy. And she's so compassionate. She got so emotional,
Yeah,
but not in a gay way.
she's like confident.
Wet,
getting
not
canceled?
fluid.
Am I getting canceled?
We're both lesbians by the end of this episode.
I think
We're like-
so.
I know what a
Talking about
turn.
Rachel
This is-
Maddow.
Maddow, she's so intelligent.
Everybody
so
started jerking
sexy,
off, and it
so
was
compassionate, so emotional.
you should have her on your show and see what happens.
Where's the dog pee pad for Panda? I need it here. Let's put it here.
The peep.
I bring my dog with a pee pad. We just need to put it here.
That's so funny if you were a squirter and you put down a pee pad.
We should have given the pee pads to squirt in case you pee. We just say in case you
We
pee.
sell a cum towel actually, but we don't sell the pee pads.
a
But
calm towel. That's amazing.
yeah, I just feel like
Wee pad for squirters.
can you
That's
imagine?
hilarious.
I am dying. Like I don't even need them for my dog, but I just like have them around.
Yeah.
It's like-
Totally.
someone's like, "Does Azul use these?" I'm like, "Those are for me, for when I pee my bed and tell you I squirted."
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I feel like I've learned so much today. This is great.
we really covered a lot of bodily fluids.
Yes.
We started with periods.
Yeah.
Anything
think
we
that's
missed?
Amazing.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Now let's talk about something like comedy. I want to ask Ashley,
Okay.
being a woman in comedy, like what is your rules, like your own rules that you apply to yourself as a female comedian that's successful and rich and powerful and have long legs and also have sex toys, which I'm gonna get for free.
Yes. I'm like beating myself up. I didn't bring you one. I like know what one I want you to have too. It's called the Lucy. It's like a great starter
Oh my
toy.
god,
I named after the daughter I'll never have.
oh, cute. Lucy's pretty name.
It's pretty. It's my mom's name's Lucinda, so we named after that.
Lucy Lewis.
So rules like that I apply to myself or
Mhm.
like
Like
how I
you-
do
you-
comedy.
You learned it through like all of the times that when it's hard for you, so you have a rule that you apply to yourself. That because some people who wanted to get into comedy, I feel like they can learn and
Yeah.
they can kind of be inspired by what you would share.
So I think that the thing I always say about rules of comedy is that there are no rules, and I think that people that tell you have to do it a certain way are
Mhm.
full of shit. Like that's
Yeah.
just not not everybody has the same process of writing, or some people don't write at all. You know, they just have a thought, they go up on stage and perform it. Some people sit down and write every day. I think. So that's, some people took like a course and some people that did it. I just think how you get into it is that's not mine, right? Okay. I just think everybody has a different story of how they got into it. There's no one path. And then it's also changing in terms of people just, maybe blowing up the internet for something else, then backtracking and deciding to do stand up, or there's just so many different ways to go about it. And the thing I hate the most is like people that have that more traditional old school mindset of like, you have to do it this way, you have to write jokes this way and perform them this way. It's like, that's not it. I mean, so many people are like joke punchline comedians. Some people are storytellers, and it's just all. So that's kind of the thing that I've always especially learned over the years is like people that try to tell you this is how it's done. It's like, well, I'm not doing it that way.
No Robert for them.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing that I feel like didn't know, or I guess I learned a little later in my comedy career, was just how important it is to just do it more and get better. Like
Yeah.
when I was
Oh
in
my
Atlanta and I started, I didn't go up that much. And
Mhm.
it's like I look back, I was like, I just wasn't good. Like I think I had some raw talent for sure. I think I had some good jokes,
Mhm.
but I joke that I really just got good in like the summer of 2021 when I was just, the stand was putting me up like
Mhm.
every night, and I just committed to like giving avails as much as possible and like running material over and over, getting so much better. That's when I really started to lean into doing crowd work and just became, I think, a good comedian. You know, if I would look back and be like, it hadn't clicked yet for me. And that was just like doing the reps, feeling so comfortable on stage. I used to get more anxiety before I would go up on stage. And so it's not like a hot take that practice makes perfect, but
Yeah, it's amazing.
And for me, I mean, my favorite part about it is just being able to take negative experiences and turn them into stories on stage, or things that may happen, like breakups, people that might hurt your feelings, like mean things people say to you. I mean, I used to do so much material and like the nastiest things people said to me on the internet, you know, or like, it's just that's the best thing that we get to do.
Yeah,
it's like,
amazing.
it's
I love that.
cathartic. Like it's actual therapy that we get to turn our pain into laughs, you know, like as long as you're not like masking and your trauma, I guess. But I really feel like it is cathartic.
Yeah. Wow. It's so inspiring. I feel because I bought a club so I can
I know.
go on stage 10 hours a day to get better, because I believe like the more you do, the better you get. So that's always
the only way. Like,
yeah,
if you don't think that, you're wrong. That's the one thing I will say.
Yeah.
No one's gonna tell. Like that is the secret. You know.
Yeah.
Like
I then just feel like on social media, I tell my jokes, try my materials on social media, and all the shitty things people say to me, and I can talk about it on stage. And I think it's so right now you can say anything to me. I really don't care anymore. I'm like, oh my God, that's good to talk about. That's
yes.
funny. Oh, so I just
I like have to do that. Like I have to, if something hurts my feelings or makes me feel bad, or you know, I go through a breakup or whatever, it's like I have to figure out how I can turn this around and make it a positive for me.
Yeah.
I love what you said about having that moment where you feel like it clicked for you.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like a lot of comedians, it takes them just a minute, like for me, a couple years in for sure, but I had that moment and it really changed. And I think it's just getting in that flow of doing it, you know, religiously and figuring out, you know, it's just that moment where everything, you know, you're experimenting, you're trying to grow, and then you take that moment where it just happens and you're like, oh my God, wait, I think I understand kind of at least my process of when I get up there.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a big difference for every single person as a comic, because it's different for every single person.
Yeah. And like having, you know, being able to pivot on stage. I mean, and like when I first started comedy, it was always like so rigid because I didn't have that much material. You know, you start comedy with like 5 minutes or whatever. Maybe you have 8, then you have 10. Like you kind of have to just, like early in my career, I think most people feel this way. I wouldn't know what to do if someone told me to stretch. I'd be like, I don't have it, you know, or like everything was like super planned out. And like when you get to where you have, I mean, I definitely have like 90 minutes I feel comfortable to work from. You can just pick and choose what you want to do. And like you can go up and not wing it, but like feel comfortable pivoting in the moment, being able to feel out the crowd. You know, oh, I don't think they're going to like that. Maybe I'll do this. And I mean, I just remember a good friend of mine, Giulio Gallerati, he's a comic. I love Giulio. I mean, he's just the best. Said to me that summer 2021, like I remember sitting and he was just like, you really should try to do more crowd work. He was like, I just think you're so funny just to talk to in general. Like, just try to stray more from your jokes. He wasn't saying it as like, he just was complimenting me, and I took it to heart. And that summer, I mean, oh my God, I was just on the patio. Like it was like no fucks, you know, it was like just coming out of COVID. And it was just these like patio shows that I just was like, I don't care. I'm on the street. You know, like people, this sucks. You know, like people are walking through. It's like I just decided to take it into this like training camp for myself almost, where I was like, I'm going to be here every night and just working this shit out and then it did just click.
That's amazing. I feel like at the patio, people walking around, chaotic is
it's
the
an
environment
uphill battle.
To test a real comedian.
I think I feel like I literally picture it. I visualize it like running uphill to train for a race, like running through the mud when it's so many challenges. It like, if you just perform at really easy, fun shows, packed crowds every night, like how are you ever going to get good? You don't even know if you're good.
Yeah,
you're on the fucking patio in the middle of the summer,
as a stand,
people are walking through.
Oh my God.
You're like, this is
talking
hard.
Yeah, and that's like walking out. When my manager at 3 Arts, they want to see me at the final show before like they sign me. I like see me in the main room at the stand, and then they decided to see me at the patio. I'm like, and then people are walking around. I'm like, that's it, and bye. That's fuck this, and then I killed, and then we just
on the patio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because he's like, I don't want to see you. I saw you. I saw you killing the big room.
Yeah.
And I
but
know you
can
can
you
do it.
kill on this fucking patio?
Yeah.
And then I
And
stopped
that
doing
was
the
like,
patio.
that's
I was
why
like,
it's
I'm
like
all
the
set.
patio is, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'm graduating myself for the
Yeah.
patio.
It's true though, because you're competing with so many different, and it teaches you to how to, really to hold. I think outside of the jokes and being, I think in terms of being a performer, it teaches you in those situations when you're dealing. Like I performed in like a subway car in New York during. That was horrible. Yeah, I mean, I loved it. It was great, but it teaches you to like, center the crowd and pull everybody in and
Yeah.
have strong chops as a performer outside of being funny, of course, because you're dealing with so many obstacles. There's a rat dying over here.
Literally, I've had a
Somebody-
rat run across.
Yeah.
Which is also like a blessing. That's so fucking funny to address the rat,
I performed in clubs where there's rats in the room in New York, and I was afraid to say it because I didn't want to get the club in trouble, but became so unbearable. I was like, who bought their pet here tonight? Because it was literally running around the room, and I saw it from the stage, and I tried to ignore it for like the first 7 minutes, and I said, I can't.
I mean, I love there's nothing better than when it's just flowing seamlessly. You're at like Comedy Works in Denver, the best club in the world, and you're like, am I Chappelle? Like, am I this good? Where it's just like, it's so loud, the laughs, you can't even believe it. You're like, I'm the best comic in the world. But like, it also feels good to be like, I'm fucking working up here. Like, I'm sweating. I am like pulling it out of somewhere to make these people laugh. Like, I like both. I mean, you have to be up against challenges. And I think that like the one thing I always want to tell somebody, I feel like a lot of people have the similar story of going to like a mic and seeing comedy at the lowest level at an open mic and being like, oh, I can do that. Because I think when people think about wanting to start comedy, they are like at the cellar and they're like, how could I ever? And it's like, those people have been doing comedy for probably 10 plus years, most of them, like this is not where you start. This is like where you finish. So I think that if you are like, how do I get involved? Like just go to like the lowest level open mic and see where people actually start. And that's what I did. I went to this open mic in Atlanta and like we went to see this girl who was starting comedy and I was like, oh, I can do that. Like I think that's what people like gets too intimidated. And it's like, it starts at such a different level than what you see at a club, at a paid show that you've gone to. Those people took them so many years to get there.
Yeah, I have an open mic place that my club, we do open mic every day, Monday to Sunday, 10 hours open mic. I listen to them all day. And then like when I'm dating a guy, like I'm gonna send him a photo. I'm like, I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to not tell a joke.
Guys, I'm so sorry. That's my birth control.
Oh, birth control.
I have my car alarm.
Okay, go.
No, I'm good. I had to pay it 35 minutes ago, so fuck it.
Yeah.
But I
don't
I'm
know.
sorry,
Anyway,
I'm trying to figure out the parking.
I forgot
here.
it.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, babe.
I'll
it's
stay
like
here
an
all night.
open
I'm
mic.
gonna try out every
The
sex
open mic,
toy
right?
until we.
And
The open mic.
I
no
watch
flowers.
so many open mics at my club. So many jokes bombing on stage. I just when I'm dating a guy, like I'm just gonna be like I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to not tell a joke. Like just don't try to be funny. You're not Nicky Paris. Like you can't make me laugh.
But also mics are tough too. Like it's weird because it's like that's also so much harder than like
so much.
a
And
packed
getting
room
out of
with a
there.
stand.
I can feel the difference.
Like,
I
I
run
would
my
never-
jokes there, and then people are like. Also, like at open mic, they are all comedians.
Yes, it's a nightmare.
When you kill, they don't want to laugh. When
No.
you are not funny, they don't. They just like make you feel
Yeah.
worse.
It's
So
not it's like so I tell you to do that, but I'm
completely
also like that's
supportive.
not real either. Like
No.
you know, it's so tough because my style is not to go tell a joke on a punchline. It's like to warm everybody up, get everybody excited. Like when I started doing some mics in New York when I moved there, I was like, this is so brutal.
It's so brutal. Yeah.
I almost like thinking back, that was like the worst time in comedy for me, at least. Like I always say, people, if you could get out of that transitionary
Yes, if
stage
you can
when
just
you're
get out of
first
it.
starting to getting booked. I mean, when I first started, I started doing stand-up when I was 17 in New York. And the first 2 or 3 years when I was just doing the open mics, I was like, oh my God, like this is
Really bad.
not only is it draining, these people are horrible. The things
mean
that
to each
people are saying, everyone's so mean to each other. It's such a toxic environment. And half of these people, you know, a lot of the people that were just like, this guy was cheating on his wife and she left him and he had nothing to do. So they would just come here. I was like, these even people I want to move up with. Like some of the people that I would see.
Yeah.
There was someone that came in as a nun and just did this whole like public service speech. I was like, is this comedy? And I think that if you just have to get through those years, I mean, you have to do it. It makes, especially, I think for a lot of people, I don't know why I'm getting so intellectual. Like, I think I'm
love
on
that.
a
I
TED
love
Talk.
that.
But I think for a lot of people, it's good. Whenever I tell, I don't have any rules either, but the one rule that I set for myself is every time you get up on that stage, you learn something.
Mhm.
Every time I go off stage, I make sure I get off. Maybe I did the delivery this way, or I did something that way. I feel like for a lot of people and a lot of straight men that think they want to be comedians, they have no performance skills
Mhm.
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
At all. Who's gonna buy a ticket to see you stand there and rattle off jokes? It's boring. I
Yeah.
wouldn't buy a ticket.
No,
to do
I
that.
can't. Low energy, no.
So
No.
like for open mics, I think that's so important when you're first starting. If you've never been in Fiddler on the Roof or Annie or anything, and you've never been on a stage in front of people, like learn how to use the open mics to engage a crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a conversation.
Right.
Nobody care about you standing there talk about your own problems. We don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't care. Nobody cares. Make a conversation. Make me laugh.
I mean, I did not start comedy in New York, and I just have so much respect for everybody who did. Like, I mean, I really started in a wonderful way in Atlanta. It just was like a different vibe, Like, I got to go up and do my first mic at like a great club and do 5 minutes. Like that's not the norm in New York, and so that worked to my benefit. Like, I feel like, I mean, it can be. And then I came to New York. I did a few mics. And I was like, I'm gonna. And then I didn't do them anymore, just started doing more shows, bar shows, club shows, all that stuff. But you go up, you are like in some basement, a bunch of comics doing like 2 minutes. Like, I mean, so many people are like, I'm never doing this again. That was the worst thing in my life. And then some people are like, sign me up for life, but it's really such a grind. And so I didn't start comedy in New York City and just really respect anyone who did and like saw it through.
Probably better that you didn't.
I don't know if I would have continued it. Is all I'm saying. Like, I just kind of was like, oh, I'll do that. Like, I wanted it to do it. I was super passionate about starting stand up, but it was just pretty easy in a different type of city.
You work hard and you work smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, I get it if people are like, this is not for me. Because it's hard.
It's
it can
hard.
Be depressing.
It's depressing. It's so competitive and it's so dark.
Yeah, and people can be mean.
This game is so mean, and people have the ego.
And nobody listening.
Nobody listen. Yeah. I'm bi-coastal now. I'm spending my last week of every month in New York.
Okay.
Doing shows in New York because I want the New York audience. I love them so much.
Me too.
They're so different.
And I do feel like New York, the city, it just makes you really quick. Like,
yeah, it really is.
I'm like really happy and relaxed here, but I feel like my mind's working a little slower.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be so sharp all the time.
In New York.
Like, on it. Like, I moved there and I was like, I feel like my comedy got better week one. Like, just observing day to day. I felt like I was on a different wavelength. So I do think it's so good to go back and make sure you're still doing it there.
I love it. I just love it. I think before we leave, I want to make sure, like, I tell you guys, I wrote your name in Chinese. I already did with Ashley.
That's how I
and
found
Nicky.
out about you.
Yeah, actually.
Was the video.
Yes.
That's how I saw you for
that's
the
how
first
we connected.
time.
I love it.
You just
booked me
tagged
up
all the
for
best
shows.
Ashleys.
You guys are a great pair.
So Ashley means 爱是力, I means love, she means shit, Li means beautiful. So Ashley means I love beautiful shit. That's her.
What an honor.
Nicky.
Yes.
Nicky in Chinese means 你, Ji, 你 means you, Ji means whore. So Nicky means you're a whore.
Hello.
He's getting there.
Wet, not fluid.
That's the podcast name.
Maybe
Yeah.
you're both, I feel like.
Yes.
We need something for that.
Where can we find Ashley?
You can listen to Girls Gotta Eat podcast.
Oh my God, that's a huge podcast.
Yeah, wherever you get your podcast. And then vibesonly.com is the sex toy with a paired app that has erotic audio, but everything's at vibesonly.com.
Nice.
And then I am Ash Hess, 2 H's on all social, like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
Where can we find Nicky?
You can find me at the rest stop on Route 9. No, Nicky
Shooting
Paris.
comment.
Yeah,
Shooting
just
comment to the
putting people
feeding.
in eye patches. No, you can follow me at Nicky Paris, bitch. It's my confirmation name. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Tell everybody what they can follow you.
Yeah, follow me at Jiaoying Summers. And I have, I think, February 18th, I'm in Palm Springs, Oscars downtown. And then February 28th, I'm at LPR Greenwich Village doing my 1 hour. And March 8th, I'm at Irvine Improv. And May 12th to 13th, I'm in Chandler, Arizona. Don't ask me why I'm going there. Backdrop Mania, that's an amazing club. Yeah. Thank you. Buy tickets at jiaoyingsummers.com. I love you so much. Be a Tiger Cub. Bye-bye.